Well, who messed with the DNA code? Who's smart enough? Teresa? If we could have been if the DNA code wasn't fucked with. But who's smart enough to fuck with the DNA code? Who bad enough to do that? You got to keep in mind, they told us they didn't even discover DNA to the 50s. So who in the hell was it back then messing with the DNA? We ain't asking the right questions. Yeah, you can actually have past life memories of the future. It's called a premonition. Um, Australia was later. Australia was later. Angel, what's going on? Maxine Morris says, have no choice for what? Look, you can always deny based off one word in one document in the law. Inalienable. You have an inalienable right. That means that man cannot alter. To refuse to have anything external of your body put inside your body. That right is inalienable. Man cannot dictate that. Now, if they try to compel you to get against your choice, file a motion in the court, attempted rape, conspiracy to commit rape, because that's what rape means, to violate the physical by inserting something that does not belong. If they give against your choice, you charge their ass with rape, because that's what it is. They penetrated your body against your will. That's rape. The same way they like to charge a black dude like Bill Cosby for tricking 40 years later for rape. When they stick that needle in your ass, that's rape. That's real rape. That you've been violated to the highest degree. They bypass your organs that's allowed for the body to enter, just enter you anywhere. Bust the skin open. If that ain't fucking rape, then there ain't no fucking rape law in the book. Lynn Marie, binaural beats are awesome. It's a couple of them that's similar too, that have a similar name, but all they doing is trying to balance out the hemispheres of the brain. And by the brain's hemispheres both working at the same time, it makes it harder for you to be deceived and allows you to see more into what's in front of you. And you have to see the misdirection clearer, because the creative part can see it as art, and then the intellectual part of the brain can unravel the science. And then when you switch positions on the two, that's when the deception becomes clear. When you allow your artistic brain to see the science and your scientific brain to analyze the art, that's when you are able to see the deception clearly for the first time. That's what they call the moment of truth in the bullfight, where the bull finally get to see the matador beyond the cape. Yep. So that's what they're trying to do with the binaural beats. And they also have meditations like the Monroe Institute that helps you break free from physical bondage to the body and allows you to astral travel so that you can wake up on other levels too. And by taking those two and mixing them together, well, it's pretty much obvious what'll take place next. And so I'm gonna look in here and see if we got any more questions before I call it a day. Hey, Jasmine. Oh, you know what? I got about maybe a couple thousand different meditations, and I don't use them all at the same time. I use different ones according to, and I might do numerous meditations throughout the day according to how I feel. But yeah, I do a lot of different meditations, and I'm at the point now where I don't do them on a schedule because I have a etheric pool when I have to meditate, and I can't hardly move in the physical. I have to go lay down, and I know it's time to get messages from spirit, and I can't stay woke, but I can't go to sleep either. That leaves me stuck in what they call a hypnagogic state, which facilitates rapid meditation trance. And that's when I know that the spirit trying to talk to me and that I'm ignoring something that I need to be paying attention to. I start feeling that way. Other times I'll have like, I got 15-minute rest meditation where I can get like 4 hours of rest in the 15-minute period. It's a meditation for almost everything I do. But lately I've been drained a lot because of a lot of internal processes. So I've been doing longer meditations, and if y'all notice, I've been less and less involved on here from doing those other meditations, trying to get to this next level. Because this next level is the one where all the goddamn doors come off the hinges, whether they want them to or not. And I got a lot of people fighting against me and a lot of people supporting me. I don't know if I got more haters or more supporters, but I like taking that negative hate energy, using that to my greatest advantage. Because that's what the alchemists do. We take that negative shit they throw at us and we turn it around and use it for our best good. Let's see, anybody else? You're right, Lynn Marie. You can learn to meditate anywhere if you calm your mind. I got one meditation I do while I'm walking my dogs where I don't acknowledge my physical presence in the dog walk. I only acknowledge my higher presence, and I can feel myself expand while I'm doing it, and then I'll get to a point where I can't see like my hands or nothing. It's too little. It's too far behind me, which means I done push my vision from my visual cortex in here to the outside of my aura as the receiving lens for my view. So now I can't see my body because it's behind me. No, even if I do a 360 in view, I can't see it because everywhere I look, it's still going to be behind me. But what it actually is in the center of the torsion field. So when I'm walking my dogs and I start to expand like that, I lose the sense of self, and I start to become one with everything that we pass while we walking. Like my aura begin merging with the aura of the earth and the trees around me, and I just get absorbed in it. And don't let me have no music on, because then I might even be in another galaxy somewhere, depending on what I'm listening to. And that's one of my favorite meditations when I'm walking my dogs. Qigong is excellent. Learn how to see learn how to clear the heart chakra, that black energy, because the Qigong masters are the strongest at doing it. A lot of the other ones can't do it because they can't get the black goo off of them, and it end up infecting them. But the Qigong, for some reason, they've been the most successful with the war against the black goo. Yeah, reoccurring dreams is something that you have to deal with. So you may have to analyze the names, the people. Then you have to do an archetype for each person, because in the dream state, you could dream about your mama, but it could mean your grandmama if you felt more motherly energy from your grandmother than your mother. You be thinking you're dreaming about your mama, but you're really dreaming about your grandmama, or vice versa. That's archetypes. So when you're doing the dream analysis, you gotta know the archetype. So you gotta wonder, is I really dreaming about my mama, or am I dreaming about the lady that raised me? You know, so it's a difference. And you can only tell that by the context and the content. Where are you at in the dream? What are you doing? Is this something you would normally do with this person or that person? And you start whittling it down, and you know who you're talking about, then you know who's talking to you in the dream. Guided meditation is pretty good. Don't be scared, Maxine, to be out of your body, because to be out of the body is to be near to God. You're going to have to learn how to come and leave under control. That's why it's scary, because you don't think you can control outside of your body, but you can. You actually got more control outside of your body than you do inside. Yep, Tina, a lot of people meditating don't know it. A lot of people fall into trance and don't know it. Thank you, Lynn. You make me feel all blushy inside. I'm glad you bumped into me. I explain it like I feel like a giant, because I can look down and see everything around me from afar. Yeah. Yep. That's called an expansion meditation. If you want, like, a lot of us know how to do this stuff unconsciously, so we don't control it, so we don't get stronger at it. But there's people that know how to do it consciously that can teach you the technique, and you will just pick it up and move at light speed while you learn it. Yeah, I was talking about earlier about the feng shui, when the women create the clan vortex, the hive, and the energy that you feel in it. That's when you washing dishes, you practicing the like the tea ceremony. So if you watch an ancient tea ceremony, they doing everything deliberate, because it facilitates them to meditate while they're doing something, and they end up using it in other areas of life. So yeah, Lynn, you're right on point with that. DMT, some people use LSD, some people use THC, but all of those are acceptable aids that we've always used when people get stuck in the view of this reality, becomes so stringent that they can't even understand that a possibility of a spiritual world, even when they talk of it themselves regularly. The reality of it is not as same as the acknowledgement of it. They acknowledge it, but they don't experience it. It's not in their reality. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I find it difficult to explain to people, and as you know, I started off talking about past life memories, but it's difficult for us to tell people about a past life memory because we ain't always sure what it is ourselves. And when we become cognizant of what it is, the most powerful tool is to find it in a reference outside of the self. So write your memory down if you can't remember it for a long period of time. If you've got memory issues, write it down, and then as you go through your studies, look to find out where it's at. And once you discover that, it might help you discover who you are. Ooh, yeah. So don't fear none of the psychic phenomena. That's part of who you are, and you're going to get more power in that as the months roll on. We no longer in the Piscean age, meaning we are no longer submerged. We out in the open now. So we're going to be doing more and more things in the open. revealing more and more truth to the public, because we have to break these cycles. And I'm gonna have to do some more investigation, make some more contact with some more of the elders in the community, because these people getting tied back into the system that's trying to be dissolved by the very people that put them in the same system in the first place is a problem. And I'm not liking it, but I made an agreement not to indiscriminately fuck shit up. So I'm not gonna indiscriminately fuck shit up. I done already agreed not to do that. But they gonna have to stop telling these people this bullshit, tying them back into this evil ass system, because this shit about to crumble down on their motherfucking head. And you have my people caught up in this game, trying to hold on to what ain't yours. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no average Joe walking down the street drinking them a strawberry crush and eating a bag of chips either. Talking about them motherfuckers in them smoke-filled rooms making decisions for everybody else. The ones that sold us out, just trying to resell us out. But I'm not buying it because this is my watch. You know? Yeah, Lynn, inbox me sometime. Maybe we can do something, get some of this information out in the public. Yeah. Hey, you know, Lynn, when you say ironing your shirt is a meditation, anything that can calm your mind, the mundane, mindless, unconscious, that was part of housewifery. That was the spiritual part of housewifery. What you just said. That was a subsection in the way of women who wanted to be stay-at-home mothers, how to stay at home and develop your spiritual self. But we start outsourcing it to the church. We start outsourcing it to the church and outsourcing our wives and mothers out to the church. So the church became the place that received all of the positive love energy that was supposed to be invested in the home. And that's how come the fabric, when they say they divided up the fabric of the Christ, they talking about his family. They divided up the fabric of the family. Remember, nuclear family, the family fabric, the good old Leave It to Beaver scenario. Yeah, that's what they was talking about. So you brought up a real good point. That is a subsection of the way of the woman. That is the spiritual practice of the housewife. That's the whole purpose of her staying at home. Ain't no other purpose of her being there. She ain't there to watch soap operas, you know. And that man not going out there to feed her bonbons to watch soap operas either. That's not the point, you know. But we're gonna get back to all of those things. That's part of matriarchal culture, where everybody know how to play their role and play it where it belongs. So I think I took up enough of y'all time and y'all energy. Thanks for watching me. And I don't know what I'll talk about next time or when next time will be, but keep y'all head up, stay positive, and look for the best. Refuse to accept the worst. With that, I say keep it moving. What's going on with you, Black Goo?
Man, okay, so I'm not slow, I'm not stupid. I just overthink things, and I've only lived half of the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was this years old when I just figured out that Larry Hoover, Tukey Williams, Jeffrey Ford, all of them went to prison, and then they flooded the hoods with crack. That's the timeline. Like, that's the actual timeline.
No, that crack all of them was gone when crack hit the hood. It was more of them. That's just some of them. That's just some of them.
So let me ask you this.
Look, Larry's 70 years old. Larry was about 19 when he got locked up. Chief Malik Angel Bay got locked up. He got out when he was like 21, 22. He was locked back up by the time he was 25. He didn't have a chance to do shit.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Freeway Ricky Ross fit into the play of the political presidency of Larry Hoover, Jeffrey Ford, and Tukey Williams?
Because, well, he don't directly he is a cause of the exposing of the DEA's flooding of the drugs into the community. They had to get somebody in the community to transport, to sell the drugs in the community. Ricky Ross should have never got a day because he was getting drugs directly from an undercover DEA agent.
So you telling me that the whole situation with, you know, the Tears of Trails, or the Trail of Tears, where they pushed, you know, the indigenous people on the East Coast westward, and they gave them smallpox and killed them all off.
They didn't kill them all.
Well, they didn't kill them all, right? Exactly, because obviously, yeah. But listen to me for a second, because at that time they were importing rice and sugar to the indigenous people and trading it to them, and that could literally be a form of crack, rice and sugar.
Well, we already had rice and sugar over here. We were growing sugar cane for thousands of years. That's nothing new to us.
Right, but we didn't have white sugar.
The bleaching agent in the sugar is the toxin.
Right. That's what I'm speaking on specifically. But I'm like trying to find a parallel between the Trail of Tears and what's happening right now.
The Trail of Tears was hundreds of years prior. The Trail of Tears was to matriculate $5 Indians into indigenous tribes before they built some shit called a reservation.
Okay.
During the Trail of Tears is when they was killing off the potential elders that they were allowed, or that they was able to locate, identify, and execute, and to separate the families and then replace us with $5 Indians.
Right, exactly.
That's what the